And Idina Menzel, welcome to Chicago tonight.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
You've got a lot of fans here in Chicago.
Thanks.
Well, let me ask you about that performance of Don't Rain in My Parade.
I was just going to say, you don't want, I'm glad that they do the cavities with the white fillings now instead of the gold because you could just see everything.
Oh, yeah, a perfect smile, nothing to worry about.
That's my big mouth.
But Barbra Streisand was in the audience when you were singing that. How intimidating?
Not in my PBS concert, at Kennedy Center.
At the Kennedy Center, yes. What is it like singing one of her signature songs in front of Barbra herself?
It's just terrifying. It's terrifying for the 2 months you know about it beforehand, and it's pretty scary the whole time. But I meditated a lot right before I got out there and told myself to have fun. You're just happy to be included in that company of people, and you just gotta say, look, this is what I wanted to do ever since I was a little girl, and if I'm getting an opportunity like this, I have to take it. But it was so scary.
It was scary. You also performed for President and Mrs. Obama.
That's the other one.
Was it more intimidating to sing for the President and his wife or for Barbra Streisand?
Okay, I would probably say Barbra Streisand, except for the fact that the one for the President was in a much smaller room, and he was right in the front row. And every time I was singing, if I spit at all, I felt like I was just going to get him straight in the eye. So that was, and they also said, don't. You can look at him when you sing. Don't feel like you have to look past him, And I was so afraid to meet his eye and then forget my lyrics. And so that was another scary one. We're just starting the interview off with all of my very scary moments.
This is interesting, because I've heard that for some performers, it's better not to be able to focus in on one person. That it's better to you don't get unnerved.
I like that.
So if you see somebody's face that you recognize, that can actually be a little unnerving, especially if it's the President.
One time I was doing a show, an off-Broadway show called See What I Want to See down at the Public in New York, and I've never worked with Stephen Sondheim, unfortunately. It's something that I hope to do one day, and we're in this small little theater. We're sort of not in the round like that. Anyway, for the first time ever, I decided to look in the audience while I have a moment, and it's on the spotlight with somebody else, and there he is, right in front of me. And for the rest of the show, there was no lyrics, there was no intention for my character. All I was singing in my mind was Stephen Sondheim, Stephen Sondheim, Stephen Sondheim.
They say that one actually performs better in an audience full of strangers than people you know. And people, is that true in your case? Would you say? All right. Well, listen. On the new PBS special, your conductor is Marvin Hamlisch. And again, you're talking about these legendary people in show business, whether it's Sondheim or Streisand. Performing is somebody who is responsible for so much outstanding, wonderful music. To collaborate with him.
He's, as we say, a mensch. He's an incredible musician, but even more than that, he's the kindest, funniest man. And he's just teaching me so much. We had a concert that we did. What are we watching? Oh, that's us.
That is you.
Can I talk over it?
Sure, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. Isn't he so cute? I love him so much.
He's very adorable. But you look pretty good too.
You'll see tonight on the show, we have a really good rapport with one another, and he keeps me, actually, calms me a little bit, and we throw back and forth with each other, and he's very spontaneous, and I like to think that I'm spontaneous. But we've been doing these concerts with symphonies and orchestras for the last year and a half all over the country. We even went to Royal Albert Hall, and Marvin and I have been doing, we've been about, 10 or 12 of them together. And the first one was down in Washington, D.C., and we just sort of love at first sight. And I just feel... Have chemistry with him.
Chemistry and also personal chemistry.
Yes, definitely. And the idea of him feeling that I'm good enough to with all the people he's worked with, to stand up there and be the captain of the ship, for me, is just something that I have to kind of pinch myself.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. You say you have to pinch yourself because you started out as a wedding singer and as a bar mitzvah singer. And how did those experiences sort of influence who you are today?
What they really have, in good and bad ways, I think. When I was about 15 years old, my parents split up, and my dad, moved out, and he was trying to pay for 2 households. And so I felt like I should get a job, and instead of the nearest deli or, grocery or whatever, a friend of ours knew somebody that worked with a band called in Oceanside, Long Island. I'm getting into detail that you don't even need to know. But anyway, I got the job, but I was 15, but I lied. And I said I was 18 because I thought they would hire me and think I was more professional at the time. So here I am, jailbait, going into all of these weddings and bar mitzvahs on the weekends while my friends were at parties, you know, doing their thing. I was up there singing everything from Girl from Ipanema to every Madonna song at the time.
Probably going to do a lot of Motown.
Motown, and then Billie Holiday, all the standards. It was the best
Proud Mary,
education for us. I was pretty good at Proud Mary. Yeah, and then I sang all the other ones that weren't as much fun, like Hot, 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 and Come on Everybody, Let's Do the Conga, or whatever that one is. And, but having to learn all that music, I used to literally use the drive to the gig in the car as a learning time for myself. You know, I'd put in Billie Holiday and Our Love Is Here to Stay, and learn it while I was driving to the show, and tell myself, you know what, I just want to try to imitate her somewhere tonight, whatever it is that I'm singing. Just try to do that lick or that riff that she did. I always tell people that ask me, you know, for advice and stuff, they should be themselves. But there's something about really studying the people that you love and emulating them, and then letting it kind of pour out of you, and that's where you sort of see the separation of you and your influences.
Well, how did that experience come together in 1995? You got this breakout role in Rent. I mean, it sounds like all this awareness that you developed. I mean, did that all sort of come out in some kind of way in your role as Maureen, for which you got so much acclaim?
Thanks. Gosh, I don't know. See, every time I hear music, I have to look and watch myself. That's how vain I am. I can't lie.
Well, it's not vain. It's what you do. You know, I would imagine that as a performer, you're always sort of interested in how did I do? Because it sounds like you learn not just from other people, but I assume you learn from performances that you get on how to make something better for next time.
That is very true. And I think that I want to get back to the question that I probably will forget, but you have to get me back on track. But I feel like I've been really lucky to learn from the roles that I've gotten to play, that they've informed me and I've informed them. I've been a part of the process of developing these original characters, and yet when I look back, I, as Idina, really needed to learn a life lesson at that time, and often they're synonymous with the trajectory that character was on.
Well, so it was in Rent that you met your husband, Tay Diggs, and then the two of you went on to perform on Sesame Street. And we have a clip. Let's
that was recent, yeah.
Idina, hey! I'm sorry I'm late. I'm here to help you explain the word allergic. Hey, what's wrong with him?
Oh, he's allergic to dogs.
Okay. Not a problem. I'll send someone else.
Okay. What is it like? Is that the only time you performed with your husband?
No. Well, we performed a lot. You know, we did Rent, we did Wild Party. We did a lot of. You mean on Sesame Street?
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to go back. We'd like to sing a little song or something.
I'm going to ask you what Elmo was really.
But what I have to tell you is that my husband and I actually had a little argument that day because he was directing me too much on the line reading of how we were supposed to sit. We went home.
Micromanaging?
Yes, he was.
Well,
how can you fight when you're doing a take of Sesame Street? And my son Walker could care less. Maybe he'll care in 2 more years. But right now, we go to show him he doesn't care.
let's back up to Wicked, and before we talk about it, let's see a clip of you.
Please, why? What do you want? It's me! It's me!
I'm looking at your expression. I'm trying to figure out what.
No, my eyes. I mean, I was playing a witch, so I guess it's okay. But I'm scared myself. I think I don't know. Was that the Tonys or something? That was an incredible day. Was that the Tonys? I don't even know. Let me parlay into my award-winning afternoon or evening. No, but it's such a free throw because the.
Are you always wondering, tearing up?
Are they? Am I about myself?
No.
Probably just my eyeliner.
Okay, fine. I was wondering because it could be. I was
I'm a
wondering.
little cold, maybe that's.
Well, I was wondering if maybe it brought back some memories.
No, you didn't get really cry yet.
No, that's not what I was asking. I just wanted to make sure my eyes were not deceiving me. But as you see yourself.
But it was a very emotional day for me, and that day at the Tonys, you have to go early in the morning and do like a camera rehearsal, and then you go home, you have some time, and then you have to go back. they wanted me to put the green makeup on so that they could test it in front of the camera. So I had to put the green makeup on at 8 in the morning. I go and do the whole thing. I'm nervous as hell, right? And then I go home. I go take a yoga class. My skin is breaking out because I've been so nervous all week and doing, playing. So I don't even want to look at myself in the mirror during yoga. So I decide I leave early, which I've never done before. I go home. My husband's taking a nap. Is this too long of a story?
No, it's fine.
Okay. So my husband's taking a nap. He's calm. It's not a big day for him. And my agent had written this email to me saying, don't be your self-deprecating self and assume you're not going to win and make sure you write a speech, prepare a speech. You have a chance or something like that. So I just started hysterically crying, snotting all over his chest and saying, I think I really do want to win and I act like I don't care, but it would be so great and I've worked so hard, but I don't know what to say. Anyway, so we go over there. He goes, well, let's talk about it. Just think about who the people you would like to thank, and we actually plan that. And then I go, now the makeup and hair people come to get all into the glamour, gown and the whole thing for the red carpet, all pretty, work on that for 2.5 hours. Then go, spend a half hour there, take pictures. Have to go upstairs, take it all off, put the green makeup on so I could perform that piece. Then I have a half hour to get in a shower that I went to 2 days before to make sure the water pressure was good so I could get that stupid green makeup off in time. Got it off, and the makeup team put me back in. By the time I was sitting there, about 20 minutes before they called me. And then I got up there and I hit all the points that my husband.
How long was the speech?
Oh, you're only allowed like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, you said something that I want to follow up on, and that is you use the term self-deprecating. Where does that come from, the self-deprecation? In spite of the fact that you've had this acclaimed career and everything, why self-deprecating?
I don't know, and I think the older I get, people are getting really irritated with me in my life. And now it's not cute. Now it's like, just get over yourself. Things are good. Stop being like that. So, I can work on that in my therapy next week. But
no, but you said something
I
on the air.
think it's because maybe being a wedding bar mitzvah singer, I don't know, you just think someone's gonna take it away. I mean, you hear this from performers probably all the time. You don't want to be made a fool of. You don't want to have all this excitement and then it goes away. And it's silly because that's not the way to live. And I try to, like with the rent, getting back to the question that I never talked about. It's about no day but today. It's about staying in the moment, and that's what his whole show was. Jonathan Larson, the composer, what he was teaching us. And I'm somewhat of a hypocrite there, but that's what I work on.
Well, and another thing that you're working on right now is that you are on the show Glee. You have a recurring role in this wildly popular show about a Glee club and what goes on behind the scenes.
I've been having an affair with a student.
Oh my
Did you know
goodness,
that?
I think that's illegal in this state.
They say it's 18, but that's illegal.
Let's see a clip from you. Isn't it fantastic? Getting back to Stephen Sondheim. But you and the actress who plays your daughter in the role, Michelle, look like you could be related. I mean, there is a resemblance, and that is
like mother-daughter or like sister. If you wanted to say,
for me, it's more like sister. But I know you're
sensitive about that.
Well, actually, you're too young to be her mother. In any
I think I am, considering I have a 2-year-old. But look, we take the jobs that we get, right? And if that's what I look like, then it's kind of like.
You look terrific, and you can play any of a number of roles. Idina Menzel, all the best to you. It's a pleasure.
Oh my God, it's over already?
It is.
I was a little nervous about it.
Well, no need to be over. No need to be nervous about it. Our interview is over, but your PBS special is coming up right after our show.
Thanks.
Pleasure to meet you. And you can watch a video recap of Idina Menzel's career and more of her performances on our website. Again, Idina Menzel's PBS special premieres tonight at 9 p.m. right here on Channel 11, so stay tuned. And that is